Hello. Let's continue. What song is that? Can you guess? Very good song. Anyway, what I just did there was remove the case thickness on the bottom and top entirely. That way it's entirely in line up here. As you see, there's, yeah, it's in line. The blue you see is just the thickness of the line. But yeah. And it's the same on the bottom side there. So if I actually cut there, it does produce the actual case form. Which means I just need to create the lids. And one question I have is, should I have like screws, or should it clip on, or like how should I make it? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can definitely put screws here in the bottom. But yeah, let's focus on connecting the batteries together with the platform, actually. Yeah. Sorry, I guess, for humming. That's just who I am. I think I'll just cut on one side down to the compartment, I guess. I'm just thinking of multiple things right now. First of all, Let's just switch this. Like, the model here says that there's an actual wall here up until like the last unit or whatever the fuck this is. Yeah, that's the only gap in there. That's not a big gap at all. I need to make the gap at least as wide as these weld strips. So let's measure them. Four millimeters. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Let's create a variable. Let's rename it to is it a battery gap? Battery space? What is it? I don't know. Battery something. Tolerance? Yeah, tolerance. Ooh. That's kind of weird. I wonder why it's gray along here. I guess the gray means it's up, it's an edge. Oh well. So, let's implement that. Yeah, let's position it something like that. Yeah. So what we need to do is create a big box that goes from the beginning battery to the end battery, basically. Pull this down, slap in a comment here so I know where, because here I do the actual platform. Here's the battery. What do you see? Yes, you see that. Hi. Oh yeah, speaking of, because I have the camera up. Oh no, I have to fix this now. Okay, not that. Reset. Reset. There you go. Like instead of being centered like this, I can like push it a bit to the side. show you some more pixels right around here. Oh well, here, I guess. Could also do this. There you go. The thing is, I'm gonna lean forward like this a lot, I know, so I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, let's work on this. That's the depth, so that's the variable width one. The height is going to be the battery height. Then I need the actual width. There it is. So now we just need to figure out the length of it, or the depth of it. Which is gonna be it's gonna be battery amount -1 and multiply that by the battery diameter. Yeah, that went to hell. Maybe I should have done that. Ah. Yes, it's correct. It only needs to be moved down by the same amount that the battery was moved down. Move. I think that will do it. That will create a 4mm gap between the cells instead of that point gap. So there we go. I have inter-cell communication. Also, I mean, I should probably bake in some tolerance to all of these. Let's just make. I'm gonna test something here. I'm gonna global tolerance. Basically have this as all the initializers. Will it work? I have no idea. I don't know, should I? Hmm. No. Maybe next time. Maybe then I'll do it from the beginning and just see. Let's do that. Also, I think I figured out the way to do min-max using the loop. This one. However, I don't really need it. Yeah. It's only for one thing, so I'm not gonna do it. My question of getting power to the top is still like, how? Part of me just like put another cylinder just down somewhere in the corner. But part of me wants to run it like here. But then when it's centered, that becomes a problem. And also, that's a problem. I guess I really do need the min-max on that one. Think, thunk, thunk. I am the thonk. I am the thonk. Let's adjust it so that it puts the platform off to one side. This one, I think. Yeah, we're gonna obviously do some math for that. Compound depth. Divided by 2. Negative. The platform depth. Divided by 2. So that should be 2 millimeters. That should be 2 millimeters. That should be 3 millimeters. Seems about right. The thing is here now. So I get a bunch of extra space. Now, do I want to put the battery axis in the middle? Well, the middle-ish, depending on how many batteries you have, or off to one extreme side. Like if you have 5 batteries, then it's... Yeah, I think it's just easier if I put it down over to one extreme side here. That's very much easier. So what I'll do is I'll punch through a half circle right on the 45-degree edge. Ooh, that's gonna... We're gonna have to use cosines. This is gonna be fun. That was highly sarcastic. Battery access tube, I guess. We shall create a cylinder for that. It shall negate. And it's gonna be like, yo, where did that go? And it went straight in the center, right there. You can see it interfering with everything we did. So we want that over there. Basically move it over to where this battery goes, which is that negative something. Figure it out. Let's move it to sort of the right place first. Hope that didn't fuck anything up. Why do I have battery diameter 2 times in that equation? Oh, wait. Okay. So that's going to move it somewhere. Yeah, over there. And negate divided by 2 diameter. There we go. Battery diameter divided by 2. And there we go. It's in the same place as that thing now, which is not what I wanted. But it's a start. I'll do this in a separate move. Gonna have to move it by sine and x, cosine sine and x and y. By 45 degrees. I'll make a variable for that later. I think that's the right direction. So then I'll just quickly create a variable. Battery tube angle 45. I have to manually multiply every side. Whoa. So why are you given a vector construct if you can't really use it? Oh well. Back to this. Yes, multiply each side. I have the battery diameter. Okay. That's weird. I have multiple questions. Because with that, the center of it should lie straight on. Or maybe it is. Let's see here. Battery tube diameter. Well, let's divide that by 2. So I was right. It was just a bit off. So that allows battery access. Just came to think of the bottom lid. If it's completely flat with the batteries here, which it currently assumes, down here, then there's no space for wires. And now let's make this tube break through up to the module there, to the platform. We do that by modifying the height a bit. Or do we? Or do we just leave that as is? Yeah, okay, I think I can solve this. If I just add the platform battery height gap to the height here and offset that when I move it, it's only going to be halfway there now. Yeah. Because it's actually sticking out the same amount of the bottom side because all objects spawn centered. So yeah, that's a bit of a move, but nothing you can't work around with some moves. Which means half. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. There you go. Now there's a hole straight through there. I think that's quite elegant, if I say so myself. Let's increase that to like 5 mil. Not millimeter. Not mils, millimeters. We are metric here. Yeah. I think that will be nice and adequate. I'm probably gonna add they are 65 millimeters tall. Let's just make it 67 for tolerance. Let's go, yeah, sure. Change the battery amount. There we go. There we go. Let's say that's pretty nice. Question is how to print this. That there, overhang curve, which needs to create a roof. That's like, yeah, that's gonna go completely fine. Not. I'm gonna have to find a way to properly print this. Yeah. I think that's it. The only thing left now is the lids, which as I said, I'm wondering if I should do like clip on, clip off, or screws, or glue. I mean, glue is the easiest, because then I don't have to do anything more right now. That's, in that way, it's the easiest. Screws, extra design work, extra hardware. Then you have clips, which is extra design and probably extra prototyping, because they're probably gonna break the first time. It's all a trade-off. Yeah, what do you think about that for a shitty battery holder? And platform holder, I guess. Or, well, wemos container. I mean, just by looking at it, it looks like it would fit nicely in your hand. Ooh. On-off switch. I kinda forgot about that. Yes, in line with the battery. Or I could just do it poor man's way in software. Use the EEPROM and deep sleep, and yeah, go down to a few microamps. But all the board, all the shield circuits is gonna be still active, so no, I want a hard power button, and it will live right there underneath the Wi-Fi antenna because there's space there. Makes sense, yes? Which means a hole roughly there, which I could drill, I guess. Ooh. Yeah, I do not know. I heard you like batteries. Yeah, this is what I like about parametric design. You just change a thing and just does it, provided you have it set up correctly, of course. I want to see that again. Nice. But yes. Hole there. And then There's a notch to the side for the probes, to the front for the probes. Yeah, to the front. Let's add in a little notch to the front. Probe notch diameter. We started with diameters, let's stick with diameters, even though every time we use the diameters we have to divide them by 2. It's a matter of convenience for the user, not for you as a developer. And we'll make that 3 millimeters. And that's all we needed to divide, I'm pretty sure. Probe notch. And there we're gonna have another cylinder. This time we will actually rotate it. But first we need to set the radius to something over 2. There, probe notch diameter. The height is gonna be the case thickness, believe it or not. And the size is gonna be resolution, of course. I'm gonna have to move and rotate that a bit. Let's see what that does. Just gonna plonk it here. Yeah. There it is. And it got rotated correctly. And apparently that's our case thickness. That's much. Yeah, it is correct. That is the case thickness. What? Shit. Probably, yeah. Hello? Okay. Okay. It was a bit weird. It was acting weird. Let's move it in the Y with math. I think it's Y. If something divided by 2, that something is compound depth plus case thickness times 2. that divided by 2. That maybe we'll move it somewhere. Move it there. Oh. I think I moved it correctly. No, I am not. As you see, half of it is sticking out, which means I moved it to there. There you go. There you go, now it's a hole. Poking in there. Oh yeah, because it's just one side. Wait, what? I don't think this is a stable formula for this. Or it is, apparently. Huh. In my mind, that should be case thickness times 2. So you have compound depth, like the entire compound depth, and then the thickness on either side. If this was times 2, but it isn't. And then you take half of all of that, which means you would move to the edge. So I guess this is a simplification of the same thing, since I would have removed case thickness anyway. If it's broken, whole item or something, I don't know. Now we need to do the exact same thing for the height. So we have compound height. That moves it too much, because in this case it needs to be times 2. And then divide that whole thing with 2. Or not. Maybe I negate that. I have several questions. I just move it up by compound height divided with... Oh yeah, because I don't have the case thickness on the top and bottom. I forgot about that. Oops. Yeah, there you go. There goes the sensor suite. Or well, the cables for it, I guess. And a hole here somewhere for a button. Is there a button in this? Nope. That thing is old. Don't mind me trying to find crap. Yeah, I only really have momentary buttons, except this one, which is kind of big. It might not even be working. Question mark. Or is it just a temporary one? Yeah, it's labeled as normally closed and normally open and common, so that leads me to believe this is just a regular push button, even though I have one of those that are also a toggle. However, that is actually bound up in another project right now. There again, we come back to disassembling your projects. It's a thing that you probably do in the beginning, just because you want to test new things, because you don't really care about that other thing, because you've already tested it and you already had your fun with it. Anyway. But sometime later you start to be like, yeah, but it would be kind of nice to keep for the future, kind of deal. Yeah, I have no button. As I steal one off of that thing. That doesn't really fit. In the case. Oh. Huh. I do not know. Because I do need to turn it off eventually. Yeah, I don't know. Why is there TX and RX LEDs on the charging board? Oh no, yes, those are the charge and standby LEDs. Oops. In a way, because this is a biometrics platform, or is going to be, in a way I don't want it to be even to be able to turn off. Because it's gonna be a biometrics platform, it's gonna be in constant proximity or even on biological beings, including humans, which can randomly turn it off for whatever reason. Putting a hand in your pocket or just, I don't know, picking it up or moving it, I don't know. Very possible. So I want to avoid it being randomly shut off from just moving, essentially. So in that way, I don't want a power switch. But I still want a power switch for when I'm not using it, right? Power switch inside. Or just rely on the charging board's cutoff to turn it off after the battery is dead. Yeah, let's just design it as a medical device and just have it not be able to turn off, I guess. In that case, we're done. Unless we want to like carve out more, like the excess storage there. If you wanted to, maybe. What happens if we put 3 batteries? Yeah, I like it, I like it. Although I'm only gonna have 2. And both the bottom and the top is just gonna be the same thing then. It's just gonna be a flat thing that is case thickness high and, well, has the depth and width of this, which is the same down here. So it's just gonna be 2 models for this. One model of which you can open twice. Yeah. I think that's enough for now. Oh, there. Here you can see that the metal bar, I guess, between the batteries. And up here it is not much. But yeah, I like this. The last case I designed in code blocks. Let's just say it. Let's just say I kind of forgot to do variables and just went straight for punching stuff in, which isn't the best thing. I ended up with these random shapes sort of overlap like this, and then I just enveloped it in a big thing and negated out, and there you go. That's the case I designed. It's really not the best, but I like the like there's access from this compartment down here, up through here, like through there, into this chamber. It's like, why? I like this. Why this? Yeah, that's what you get when you don't parametricize. It's just the same thing. It's like, ugh. Like, it works, but thanks but no thanks, I guess. And there he goes. Speaking of, I still have this. Hold on. Get it. It's not used anymore, but still have it. There it is. As you can see, it's a bit more crap on it. Oh yeah, that didn't include this, which was also part of that. Which I did parametricize. Yeah. So that's the bottom case. And yes, I made that stud to fit Lego. And a bunch of other small adjustments to make the servos fit and whatnot. But yeah. Why did I show this? I don't remember. Yeah, there we go. I guess I could like round the corners. What? Shit. Oof. Okay, we're fine. What if I put edges on here? Yeah. Nah. I mean, I guess I could make it bunch taller and then cut it on the bottom and top. And then apply the edge so it doesn't do it at the bottom and top, but I feel very lazy. And yes, I'm very well aware that in something like Fusion 360 you could probably just select this line here and be like, yeah, chamfer that, or something. Probably even in regular Tinkercad too, maybe. I don't know. For me it feels better to use this, don't hate. But yeah, yeah, I'm not even what to say. I can't really print this because my printer is out of alignment, so woo. So yeah, I will go now because we're done. Yeah, we're done. We are done. And with that said, I shall press stop streaming now. Goodbye.